In this video, I'm going to be going over some wholesaling contracts. I'm going to be going over them line by line with you so you know exactly what different things mean. And also at the end of this video, more like in the middle of the video, I'm going to be giving you my own personal real estate contracts for wholesaling. If you don't know what you're doing and you don't know what's inside of your contracts that you're using for wholesaling, you can get yourself in a lot of trouble, and then the seller could be suing you, you could be out a lot of money, etc. So I don't want that to happen to you. So that's why I'm making this video, so stay tuned until the end. Before I jump into the contracts, I need to tell this for the people that don't know what wholesaling is. It's basically where you're going to put a property under contract, let's say for example $100,000, and then you're going to find an end buyer, let's say an actual real estate investor that's going to come in there, and he or she is going to renovate the property and then sell it for a profit. So let's say that $100,000 property is worth $200,000 if you fix it up, but you don't want to deal with everything, so you want to go in there and flip it for another real estate investor. So you're going to sell the contract, just a little piece of paper, the PDF that I'm going to give you at the end, the middle of this video, and you're going to sell that contract, let's say for $110,000, and then that real estate investor is going to buy it, and then they're going to make their profit, do the renovations, whatever. That's wholesaling in a nutshell. So what exactly is a real estate wholesale contract? Well, it's the legal way to put a property under contract. So this is going to be an agreement between you, the seller, and buyer. This contract gives you the right to purchase this property, or what we're going to be doing in this video, we're going to be assigning this contract to another real estate investor. And there is a specific piece inside that contract known as the assignment that you need to have inside of a contract in order for you to be able to move it over to the end buyer. Don't worry, because inside of my contracts I'm going to be giving you, it's already in there, so you don't have to worry about that. Now let's break down the components inside my wholesaling contracts, because there are some key components inside there that you need to know. You need to know it inside and out. Now, if you're wanting my wholesaling contracts, they are $7, but that's because I paid thousands and thousands of dollars in order to get this contract up to speed and legal. So if you don't want to pay those thousands of dollars, I'm just giving it to you for $7. So now let's go over to some of the key components that's inside my wholesaling contracts. First things first, property details. Literally just write out what the property address is, how many beds, how many baths, square footage, the owner of the property, and any other relevant information that you deem necessary. Really, the only thing that you need to have in there is the property address. That's a must, but everything else is kind of just nice to have. The next thing is the purchase price, and this is pretty self-explanatory. You're gonna be putting down the purchase price of the property. So what this means is money that you're gonna be buying the property from this seller. But remember, you're not gonna be buying this property. You're going to be then pushing it off to the end buyer, another real estate investor. So let's say, for example, that you know this property is worth $200,000. Again, like the example I was talking to you about in the beginning of this video, it's worth $200,000. You put in a contract, and in that purchase price, this is where the $100,000 purchase price goes. And then there's going to be a separate piece where you're going to be putting it under $110,000 with the end buyer, but I'll get to that later. The next thing, and the most important thing for us wholesalers, is the assignment. So what an assignment is basically giving you the right to then move the contract to another real estate investor. And what this is going to do is whenever the seller signs the contract with you and that assignment clause is in the contract, now you're given the right to go with there and sell it to the end buyer. If it's not in there, you can't do it. The next thing is the closing costs, and you just need to put in there that the buyer will pay for all the closing costs. That way the seller doesn't have to deal with it, and the amount that they're getting is the amount that they're actually getting, and there's not any other fees involved. Inside of my contract, that's really all you need to know. And then you got to put down your information, the buyer's information. And then we need to get into the assignment clause portion, where you're then going to put the end buyer's information down. Whenever you're getting my contracts, there's going to be a section in the PDF down below that's going to say assignment of contract for purchase and sale of real estate. Really, the only thing that you need to know, because everything in there is pretty self-explanatory, is the non-refundable earnest money deposit. What this number is going to be where it's saying, hey, end buyer, the other real estate investor involved in this transaction, hey, I want you to put up, let's say $1,000, and that is non-refundable. And if you actually close on this contract, I will take that $1,000 off of the $10,000 example earlier. I'll just take it off that, so you'll be only paying me $9,000 total of $10,000. What this does is saying like, hey, end buyer, you need to close on this contract, and I want you to be serious. And if you don't, you're gonna be losing $1,000. Again, if you're wanting my wholesaling contracts, there's gonna be a link in the description down below this video. But after you get the contracts, well, now you have the contracts. Well, how do you find properties? How do you find distressed properties? How do you find motivated sellers? Well, I got something for you. Here's where you can be looking for motivated sellers, distressed properties, etc. You can be going to PropStream.com, foreclosure.com. There's gonna be links in the description down below this video to those, or better yet, if you want me to find you off-market properties and a limited amount of off-market properties where it's distressed properties, so you can go in there and start doing wholesaling. And again, you're gonna have my contracts. So all you need to do then is go out there and talk to the sellers and then find an end buyer and make thousands and thousands of dollars. So if you want me to be finding you off-market properties and a limited amount of off-market properties, there's gonna be a link in the description down below this video as well. There are some key things that you need to be looking out for whenever you're wholesaling real estate. And obviously one of them, and the biggest challenge, is finding the motivated sellers. And again, if you're just going through me to find them, it's not that hard. But for you, it might be hard because you're having to scrub through Craigslist, scrub through Facebook Marketplace, scrub through for sale by owners on Zillow, going out there looking for foreclosures, tax lien properties, etc. I'm going to be honest with you, you're probably not going to be making thousands and thousands of dollars your first month, because that first month is going to be the toughest. You just need to be hammering the phones, hammering the door knocking, everything to find a motivated seller and then making that money. But I promise you, the hardest part is going to be that first month, maybe even 2 months, and then you're going to start clicking and you're going to start making some money. I felt I really needed to say that because I know a lot of beginner real estate wholesalers, they'll go out there and expect to make, $10, $20, $30,000 within their first week. It just normally doesn't happen that way unless you come across a great deal. And sometimes that can be even a hindrance, because you'll get that great deal the first time and then you'll go a month, 2 months, 3 months without finding another deal and you just quit. You need to be building that foundation of skills first and then start reaping the rewards afterwards. If you don't want me to be finding you an unlimited amount of off-market properties, there's gonna be a video popping on your screen right now where I share with you how to find off-market properties, how to find distressed property owners. So if you're interested in that, click on that video. But until the next video, I'm out. See ya.